Hi ho everyone, and welcome to another little cooking slot with me, John Paul. I've laid out all the ingredients this time, a bit more prepared. Today I'm going to be making Mexican, and the first part of the Mexican that I'm making is like a tray bake sort of thing, which is a bit like a lasagna. I'll be using mince that I've got on the stove. So this is the sort of mince I use, this sort of pack. I have 2 packs of that, which I'm using. Any sort of store-bought taco seasoning is normally good. It's a Mexican spice. I normally use 2 of these. I have got El Paso's and I've got Tesco's Ordinary. You can use either or. There are taco mixed beans and black beans. Now you can use kidney beans, 2 tins of kidney beans if you can't find them beans. I put them beans in because I like them. Jalapenos. 2 types of cheese, a full-bodied sort of mature cheddar, which is grated, and I've got a red Leicester as well because I like the colour and the flavour of that. Now, it would be lovely if you could find just corn tortillas, but these are wheat and corn tortillas. They are slightly yellow, and these ones are from Sainsbury's. Now, corn tortillas are the best. They're the original ones, and they're the ones that taste like your famous tortilla chips or your Dorito type chips that you have. You can get just plain flour tortillas, and if at the push that's all you can find, then use them as well. But it works much better if you get the corn tortillas. Loads of onion, chili powder and chipotle. Right, so here we are back again. The mince is frying off now. It's almost finished. So I have the only other ingredient I forgot to say was tomato passata, which is you get in a jar like this, and tomato puree, a little bit of chili powder, and obviously I've got my chipotle mix. So I'm just going to add a few of those in now. Right, so I've added the 2 packet mixes, the chipotle paste, the tomato paste and the passata in, and I'm just going to mix this all up now and get all the flavours working into that. So to be honest with you, I could add all the spices in myself, but to be honest with you, these old El Paso packet mixes, I love them, and they've got the traditional taste. Because they are El Paso, they are like the original American style flavours that you get into it at my dad. Now this is a meal that I do really remember a lot, that I remember making it quite a few times with my dad. Because there are quite a lot of chopping and grating. But now I buy grated cheese and I use my mandolin to chop the tomatoes, the onions. You do need a lot of onions. I will show you that later. Right, I'm just going to add the kidney bean, the 2 tins of beans as well into that. Right, so it is bubbling away. Let me just turn that down a little bit. So I have added the 2 tins of beans, and also right in the middle there I did add like a half a teaspoon of this chili powder. Now it's hot chili powder. I like things a bit spicy, as I may have mentioned in one of my other videos, I think the meatloaf video. So in the pot we have the cooked mince, the 2 tins of beans, whichever beans you want, normally kidney beans or taco beans or bolotti beans or whatever sort of chili beans you can get. A teaspoon of chili powder and some old El Paso taco seasonings, 2 of those if you can get them, if not the Tesco's taco seasonings or whatever supermarket you shop at, as long as it's a taco seasoning, put 2 in. A squirt of tomato puree and a carton of passata. And now we just let that cook and simmer so we get all the flavours in it, while we do the other bits, which is the preparation for the layering the pie up. So we've got to grate all the onions, so I'll do that now. Right, in case you don't know what a mandolin is, it's one of these contraptions with very, very sharp blades on it. and basically you grate this back and forward, and it leaves loads of diced and sliced onion. It does it in seconds, so I'm just going to do it quickly. So here is my bowl of onions after I have sliced them all up. And I always say be very careful with those mandolins because they are deadly sharp, and they have razor blades on them like this, which you can see is absolutely razor sharp. And I cut my little finger just by nicking the end of one of those as I was about to wash it up. So yeah, they are very sharp, but you can just slice them and dice them if you want by hand. Those were two of those large like this Spanish onions. I might need more. I do like a lot of onions in it, but we'll see how it goes. Right, so that's the onions. We have the dish here, which I am going to build like the enchilada pie in, and the tortillas. And on the bottom I'm going to use a bit of spray, just a quick spray the bottom of this, because this is going to be, it's a bit like a lasagna. So what I do is I get some of these, let me just put them there, and I slice them in half. And the reason I do that is because they fit the tray. So you do half, 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 and then a whole one in the middle. And then I'm going to put, I'm going to lift this on. It's going to take the tray a sec, and I'm going to put the meat in. I'll put two dollops, and then I'll stretch it out. See if that's enough. I'm going to need another little bit more. And then just stretch it out. So that's done there. And then what we do is we put, sorry, get the cheese out. And put some cheese on top. Just a light sprinkle. And then a sprinkle of onions. And you want us to spread it out nicely, and it doesn't have to be crammed, just a light spreading. That's it. And then we do the same again with the tortillas. So one whole one in the middle. Cut two of these. Sorry, get that out. Cut them in half. Put one half there, one half there, one half there, one half there. And then we just continue the process. Another big dollop. Another big dollop. Are you getting all of this? Yeah? Good. Just spread that out now. Go right into the corners. Another dollop. Now this tray is quite shallow. You could use a slightly deeper one if you wanted to get more things, or a larger one. You just have to use more tortillas, more cheese, more things. But I find this fits this perfectly, this tray. So big hand of cheese. Big hand of onions. Now a lot of people think, oh, there's quite a lot of onion, but These are nice, mild, sweet sort of onions. So they have a lovely flavour in there, but they don't. They're not hot, and oh my god, the whole thing just tastes of onion. But with the cheese and all the mixture, I guarantee you, you'll be like, this is just delicious. Right, try and squidge it down a little bit, because this may be the last layer. Let's have a look. Let's do one. 2, 3, 4. Just push that down slightly. Now it's getting to the limit of this tray. Now what I do for the top layer, I do an extra special layer. So here's the meat and all its juices, and that almost is all the mince there, which is just enough. Just going to scoop the last of that on there. So push that down into the corners. That's it. Now, the top layer is a special layer you kind of do. So I use, like I say, I use a different type of cheese. Well, I say I use a different type of cheese. I put a bit of this cheese on, but a very light sprinkling. And the onions. That's it. And then we use red Leicester and like a Dorito or a taco chip. But what I do is I open the tacos like this. My hands are wet, so I can't do it like that. I'll do it like that. And then just break them up. Lightly sprinkle these on top, so it ends up being a bit like cheesy Doritos when you have cheesy nachos, and this adds an extra crunch to the top of the enchilada pie. Now in the past I have put other things on here, like slices of chorizo, which is nice. Now I'm not going to do too much because I want to put some cheese and my jalapenos on top. Right, so I just kind of squidge that down a bit so it stays in place. Looking nice. And now for the jalapenos. Try and do it with my fingers. I know it's I'm a real hands-on person. I don't like faffing around with knives and forks, and just get your hands in, chop it up. I just don't want to get any in my sting because that's going to bloody hurt in my cut. Jalapenos, tear them up, throw them on top. Now, you could put olives on here, you could do other things, but this is the real sort of authentic flavour and taste of sort of Mexican food. Spicy, chili peppers, jalapenos. Right, lovely, that's all on there. And now the finishing bit, the grated red Leicester. Now, in America, this would have been a spicy Mexican cheese. Hang on, let's get it out of the way so you can see. A spicy Mexican cheese. They call it sharp cheddar, but we don't have that over here, so the nearest thing I have to it is like a red Leicester. And if you've got a nice mature cheddar that you're using in the rest of it, you don't need it. So that is that for that packet. I did use a little bit in the week, so that's that's gone. And that is your enchilada pie. Now, right, so I'm going to put the pie in the oven. I'm going to put it in the middle of the oven. It's quite a hefty pie, and in it goes. And that is set on gas mark 7. I'm not sure what that is to all you normal people. Set an enchilada pie timer.
For how long?
30 minutes.
Enchilada pie timer, 30 minutes, starting now. Your enchilada pie timer is up.
Yippee! Right, so if you want to make a quick Mexican rice to go with the enchilada pie, what you need to do is fry up some onion, some red pepper, some sweet corn and some frozen green peas, garden pea. And then you can, if you want to do a quick one, you can use like a Mexican style microwavable rice or a long grain rice, or you indeed can make your own basmati rice up, but then you would do it in a different way. But I'm doing a quick one today, so I'm doing it with a Mexican style rice. Right, so the microwavable rice says 2 minutes on it. So normally I do it for a minute and then I empty it in with this and give it a good stir around, and as you can see it makes one huge pot of Mexican rice. And I just let it heat through and get a bit crispy, because it's quite nice when it fries. When it fries, it gets all the nice flavours of the peppers and the onions and everything in there. That's how I make my quick and easy Mexican rice. And then you just add that to your enchilada pie. So this is the final shot of my dinner. Enchilada pie, which looks a lot like lasagna. And the Mexican rice, which is full of lovely peas and corn and red peppers and onions. And it goes so well together. So I hope you try it and I hope you enjoy it. What do you think, Simon?
Yum.
Mouthful.
Yum.
So Simon's
yum.
enjoying it. I was going to say to him, don't wait, and he hasn't. So
it's enchilada pie.
Enjoy. So just a quick one. My brother Tony lives on his own, and has been on his own throughout the whole of the lockdown, and I do feel for him a bit. So I've made him a little takeaway box of enchilada pie and rice, and we're going to whiz it over to him and drop it off to him and hopefully make his day. I always post him pictures of my food and he's always going, oh, that looks lovely. So I thought I'd take him over a little care package today.
Box opening. We're doing an opening on live on television. Oh my goodness, folks! Look at. Oh, oh, oh! God, I'm gonna have that now. I've got some Doritos to go with that as well. That would be nice. And
We
some
won't need
salsa.
Doritos. It tastes like Doritos.
I've got some salsa here.
See, normally I do
Salsa.
that, but like that, and then like refried beans and maybe a little squidge of like sour cream. But that's got beans in it. That's got onions in it. That's got
So I get the mixed peppers, then I buy the frozen peppers and I'll put that in there, and like yourself, I'll then throw handfuls of sweet corn and peas.
It's
and whatever
exactly the same.
Yeah, it's made out of the same thing.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Peas, peppers, rice, thingy. You'll see it on the video. Right,
I'm gonna
enjoy.
that. Enjoy that, love it.